So what do you do when a hobby starts to make a little bit of money? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about YouTube monetization. So hang on to your hat. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is Ed. It's good to see you all back and very happy and excited you're with me. This video, we're going to talk a little bit of behind the curtain stuff. So as most of you know, if you've been with me for a while, I started this all as a hobby back in December of last year. Had a lot of fun with it, and we've kind of grown substantially since then. Started getting more and more subscribers and just really started to have a lot of interesting conversations. I really think we've built a good community over this last, I guess now it would be about 10 months, and it's been a lot of fun. But I do want to share with you kind of why I do this and let you know what monetization kind of looks like. I know there are other videos on this, and you know, a lot of people talk about it in different ways. But I really did want to pull back the curtain, let you see what monetization so far looks like as far as I'm concerned, and let you know that I do this because I want to do it. It's nice to have a little bit of extra income, but I think once you see the numbers and you see kind of where everything sits, you'll understand that this is not something that I'm doing for a full-time job. Obviously, I have a full-time job running a center for teaching and learning, and I teach part-time for 3 different universities. A lot of other things that I do, a lot of other hats that I wear, but I really enjoy doing this kind of work and learning new things as I go. Again, going to be transparent, going to have some fun with this, going to show you some behind the scenes data in YouTube and kind of show you what I've made overall between YouTube and affiliate links. Let's hop over to the screen and I will show you what's going on. All right, and the way that we're going to do this is we're going to go through and look at monetization in 2 ways. We're going to look at the views that I've had on the channel since becoming monetized alongside the actual income or actual money. Now, in full transparency, I have yet to receive my first check from YouTube, so I haven't received any of this money. It's all estimated. When we talk about referrals, those are paid out quarterly. Part of that has come in already, but it's almost all from the RADA affiliate links that I have for the Supernote. So Supernote pins, devices, things that I talk about a lot on this channel, and they've given me a little bit of residual income just for providing a referral link. It doesn't cost you anything or anything like that, but it does give me a little bit of a commission every time something's purchased. So let's look, and what's interesting, what's really cool about this is the amount of data you get from YouTube as far as metrics is really, really good. They're very transparent about the site traffic. They're transparent about everything as far as demographics, where you can go into really deep detail on how much money you get from shorts, which is virtually nothing. I think I've gotten maybe 15 cents of what you're going to see here from shorts, and then you'll see what comes from ad revenue. But again, it's not as much as someone would think when you kind of, if this is something you're trying to go into full time and do this as your only thing and have this be a substantial source of income. But let's look here. My first day of actually monetizing was on June 21st. So that's the first day the channel made any money. I hit 1,000 subscribers. Again, thank you all so much. Please like, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, down in the bottom, it'll help me out. But that was the day that I officially started to make some money off of the channel. And you'll see I made a whole whopping $1.17 that day. Just seeing a little bit of income come back was kind of neat. And then what you'll see is as my view line went up, for example, here on the 23rd, I made $3.86 with almost 1,300 views that day. And if you follow the trend lines, you'll see it dips and it goes up based on views, although in some cases, there's a little bit of a spread between that. And that's usually due to how many ads are actually watched versus skipped over the types of ads. and just kind of how that ebbs and flows. And you'll see that happens all the way throughout the month here. I think my highest was that $3.86, so I never broke the $4 mark for that first month. But not a bad showing. $23 for your first 10 days or so being monetized isn't a bad showing. And then you go into July, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch to the weekly view, because even though I didn't make a ton of money, I made substantially more than I did in June because there were more days and I was monetized for a longer period of time. So you're going to see that. But you'll notice that trend line we talked about still jumps up based on views. It's almost a mirror. Occasionally, you'll see the views outpace the monetization, or in a very rare case, you'll see the reverse happen. That third and fourth full week of July going into August, you can see that I actually gained more revenue than I had views. And I think that may just be a timing issue, but it's really cool because it'll show you the breakdown and everything from your average duration of viewer. I'm not going to go into all the YouTube analytics, but it's a really nice way of seeing what you're gaining there. So first full month, 63.85. Not bad. Really, it's important to note that this is over the whole month. So $63.85 a month. And I had been doing videos since November. An average video is going to take you anywhere for 15 minutes, you're probably going to spend 3 to 4 hours getting that in, writing it up, getting it filmed like this, editing it down from the 30 minutes you probably spent filming to the 15 that goes in. And so you're looking at that 3 to 4 hour mark. If you go higher than that, you're probably looking at 4 to 5, maybe even 6 hours, depending on what's going on. So if you start to break that down over a month's period, if you're putting out one video a week, you're talking 24, 25, maybe even 30 hours a month that you've put into this. And that starts to eat into this income level pretty fast. Again, I don't do it for that reason, but, it shows with a minimal investment of, kind of as a hobby, and I'm not worried about, throwing out so much content all the time. I can have a little bit of that money coming back to me. And let's go ahead and we'll jump into August, and you'll notice that August went up as well. And August saw some significant spikes. Of course, my viewership went way up as well. I mean, if you look at the views here, that fourth full week of August, you're looking at a little over 6,300 views. So that's a pretty steep jump. And my income went up about $20 that month. Estimated again. And again, you'll see that trend line kind of jump up and down. Now, by the end of the month, you'll see that the revenue was actually outpacing the views again. But so why do I show you this? Why am I talking about it? Well, again, I want to be transparent. I don't want you thinking that if I am mentioning please like and subscribe, or if I ask in the future about memberships, and I just recently launched a Patreon account, I want you to know that I'm still going to continue to do what I'm doing. I'm still going to continue making content. And I want you to realize that it's not because I expect to get rich off of this. But what I do want you to understand is that as I'm making this content, it does take time and it takes effort. And it's nice to see any kind of reciprocity, whether that's just the fact that you all like and subscribe and I get a little bit of residual ad revenue, whether you decide to join me on Patreon as a free member where you can get some behind the scenes and some kind of cool playlists that I plan to do over there, or if I eventually, which I'm thinking about doing, decide to put up a paid tier on Patreon for you to be able to, support me in that way. And that would allow me to do other things, whether it's buy new devices, whether it is buy new software products, different things that allow me to really push the productivity envelope. Just in doing this, I'm now paying for Obsidian Sync. I'm doing things that do cost a little bit, but also are supporting me in my day-to-day work as well. To be very clear, the company is paying for none of that. So nowhere I work is paying for any of that. That is coming out of my personal pocket when I pay for an Obsidian Sync membership or something of that nature. And my Supernote I paid for a long time ago with the A5X and the A6X2 was sent to me as a review unit. Now, one thing I do want to show to just kind of reinforce all of this, and you'll notice on the thumbnail, it talked about the $183 and change. And that's 100% true. That's what YouTube's estimated revenue has been. And when you look, though, at the revenue that I've made in total with everything all in, and that includes the channel income, which you can see there, which is a 183.53, which also does include referral income. And again, this was all from the Supernote sales, whether that's somebody buys a pen and I get $1.77 out of that pen, or they buy a device and I may get around $10, or they go ahead and they buy a full package, folio, everything like that, and it may get a little bit higher. And when you see these larger numbers here, it's when I was doing more reviews on the device itself. Again, I'm not a review channel in the sense that I am reviewing every device out there. I have plenty of friends in the space who are doing that. They do an excellent job at it. Not my cup of tea. I enjoy using and showing off the Supernote, especially the relationship with it in Obsidian. But I'm more about productivity, organization, and how you can make the most of the digital tools you have and own. So that's what my focus is. And you'll see that kind of bears out. Didn't do a whole lot of Supernote reviews in some of these time frames. May and June really kind of hit that hard again and came back to the device. And then you'll see I've kind of tapered off a little bit. I've done some Supernote style reviews, but I've also done some other things. And I plan to keep that mix. The Supernote reviews have done me very well, but I did want to make sure that I'm staying true to what makes this interesting for me and why I chose it as a hobby to begin with. And that's because I really like to talk about productivity and organization, and eventually talk more and more about organizational change, how you participate in that, how you lead in that, and how you drive that on a daily basis. And we'll be doing more and more of that as we go along. But anyway, let's hop back over and close this out. All right, everybody. So that's what it is. A little bit about the background, a little bit about the monetization piece. Again, started this 10 months ago and have made $385 by the time I get my first check from YouTube. But I did want to get this out there. I wanted to share with you the journey and to let you know that this is something, A, that I enjoy, B, that I have found a community in, whether it's with you all through the back and forth that we have through the chats and through the comments on the pages. And hopefully we continue that conversation over at Patreon, but also some of the relationships that I've made by doing this type of work, having conversations with people, brilliant people like Brandon Boswell and Kit Betts Masters, forming relationships with Vladimir Kostek and Roderick at Rants About Tech, and have been talking to Jeffrey Moss quite a bit. These have been really fun and engaging community members that I never would have met had I not entered into this space and started talking not just about e-ink, but productivity in general. And I really do appreciate that. And one other person that I didn't mention during that first list, because that was primarily e-ink, but that I do owe a shout out to is JB Gossinger, who encouraged me to keep doing this and to keep kind of pushing myself forward a little bit and do things my own way. But between him and Voyet, my deep guide, that kind of lit me thinking about this. And then I ran into Kit's channel and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. He and I both teach, so that kind of got me thinking even more so. And then I started meeting more and more people, and it's been an incredible journey. Anyway, enough of me just talking at you, but thank you so much. Drop a comment down in the comments below. Press like, press subscribe. It's amazing, this journey we're on. We're approaching 150,000 views. It's just incredible. We're getting closer and closer to 1,250 subscribers. And I thank each and every one of you. Until next time, have a great night and stay safe.